It is time yet again to engage in bingo racing. We have Durdrak and Crazy Four Blades both on the winners semi sides. They were seed 2 and 3 respectively in this tournament, so this is going to be a fun match. I'm very excited to get into it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and have these players get started here. They should be starting in just a second, which means we can take a look at that board state here. All right. Let's see what we're looking at here. So the way the bingo works is these players are both going to be racing in the game to try and complete these accomplishments, these goals in game as quickly as possible. What happened to Crazy? His game is not showing for us. It's fine, I'm sure. Anyways, so the way that this works is both of them are going to be racing to try and accomplish these goals here. Everything good on your end, Crazy? Okay, so I guess he didn't hear the count. I think the bot was muted and he didn't hear the countdown. Very strange. Also, his stream, you know what? We're having a day. Everything's going great. No technical difficulties here. It might be that one monitor issue. You know what it is? He didn't have the... So I think the Tin Man bot was muted. So he didn't hear the countdown, so he didn't start, which is actually a problem. So now he's just 30 seconds behind because of that, and that's really rough in Lockout Bingo. I feel bad, but, like, you know... The race started. The race started when it started. His lack of monitor space is unfortunate, but, you know, he's honestly not that far behind, all things considered. But one thing that is important to know with all of that out of the way is these are the squares that we are looking at here. So we have Kill a Dodo Bird. That requires second castle access. So I'm going to be breaking these squares up into first castle and second castle squares specifically to try and keep an idea of, like, what types of squares you want to be going for. This is kind of scary here, this row 1, because this is second castle stuff that's hard to block. And then on top of that, you have Collect Cube of Zoe after defeating Doppelganger 10. Because of the shenanigans that just happened, Durdrak does have priority on this. If Durdrak decides to warp back to castle entrance pretty much immediately after killing Doppelganger 10 and then collecting the Cube of Zoe afterwards, he'll probably grab this square first. So then he'll have priority on row 1, but this does require going to the second castle for Force of Echo. The other stuff is in the first castle, the bat relics. Let's see here. Kill Spike Ball with Fairy Scroll active. Defeat Hippogriff without having Soul of Bat or Gravity Boots. That's an early square that a lot of players like to use. Let's see here. Kill 1 Blade, Hammer, and Gurkha. I just realized my timer's not going, which is a issue. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm going to fix that right now. You know, we're a little bit scuffed here. It's a little bit scuffed here in the way that we do things. It's fine. They're about 3 minutes in. So we'll start there. And the match has begun. Let's go ahead and do a quick little listen in on Durdrak's side, because Durdrak is a little bit ahead here by about a minute. Yeah, row 1 is looking pretty crazy, pretty wild. Tin Man, Scarecrow, Lion, that's a second castle square. Behind both rotating bookshelves. Both requires inverted library, so that could be some synergy. Defeat Granflin, collect all familiars, pick up Spikebreaker while having Echo of Bat, pick up Soul of Bat with Bat card active, kill 5 green slimes. Hunting Girl, Sword Lord, and Azagal require second castle access. Shortcut between Marble Gallery and Castle Entrance. I do know that Durdrak is a fan of trying to get that one done early. Visit Jewel Sword Room. That's a first castle square. This is a second castle square, however. Collect all Vlad relics. That's definitely interesting to see. And then kill 1 red Venus Weed, 1 blue Venus Weed. That's a second castle square. Take damage from the confessional booth. You can do that on the way up for, to defeat Hippogriff, so there's some extra synergies there. They're not on the same line, but it's, 2 squares that you can get really quick, which blocks 2 lines. Kill Richter. You do that on the way to the second castle, which is pretty nice. Kill each type of spectral sword with Fairy Scroll active. That's an interesting one. You have the level 13, which is found in the chapel, the level 15, which is found in Alrox's quarters, and then the level 36, which is found in the inverted chapel. Those are the 3 floating spectral swords. And then kill at least 5 Cloak Knights. So this is not a very second castle heavy board, except for row 1, which makes row 1 even more potent, because all it takes, really, is for example, if Durdrak happens to collect this Cube of Zoe square first, he then can just prioritize row 1 by collecting the bat relics and then going for row 1, and it's going to be really hard to snipe as soon as you're in the second castle. Especially because they're all on the same side, really. You can do Alucard Shield Location, Medusa, and Dodo Bird all on the right side of the second castle. So it's going to be really hard to snipe, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Crazy's internet surely is something. We're watching the stream at like 4 FPS, but it's fine. It's a bit of it reminds us of the old days of the internet where you didn't get the crispy, clean 60 FPS, 1080p every time. You know what I mean? You had to earn your frames. It's more of an homage. I'm very interested to see how the early game plays out for both of these players, to be honest. They both skipped Cube of Zoe. I think skipping Cube of Zoe when there is a Cube of Zoe like skip on the board makes sense. And Durdrak is not going to Spirit Orb and is not opening the shortcut with Marble Gallery and Castle Entrance, which makes sense. It's a very slow square to do right now. It'll be better to do it once you have flight, so... But you could then try and snipe it if that's all you care about, Crazy does have the opportunity to steal that square now. But I am unsure if that's the plan he's going for. We'll see, we'll see. This is an early game. One of the things that I do like about the early game of Bingo is that it's relatively consistent. Like, very rarely are you doing some crazy early routing stuff because the relics are always in the same location. Unless you find like a random library card, there's not like a reason to warp around and do anything other than like the beginning part where you grab like Soul of Wolf and stuff like that. So this is also time for you to be thinking while you're playing. So you just like, spend time in the beginning game to just like read the board and like try and plan it out. And then while you're going through these areas, you're just thinking to yourself, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to collect this. If my opponent collects this or snipes me here, I can do this instead. It's a lot of like routing and planning on the fly, which is what I really do like about Bingo. Yeah, the frames are definitely happening for Crazy 4-Blades. I'm not sure what is going on. Dude is streaming at 1080p. That's for sure. According to Twitch, he's streaming at 1080p. Oh, wait, are his frames back? Oh, and they're gone. And they're back? I think it's his encoding settings, funny enough. I think either he's dropping... Hold on, let me find out what's going on here. I believe if I go to advanced video stats... 15, yeah, it's going all the way down to 15 FPS. And it's really strange. I'm not sure why that is. Huh. It's not a refresh the stream. Like, it's not my issue, I'm pretty sure. It's an issue. Yeah, it's his encoder on OBS's encoding settings are messed up. It's probably like he doesn't have a set keyframe. Especially if he changed encoding settings recently. That'll cause frame skips. They both are pretty low on HP, honestly, which is something that can be quite scary early game if you don't get any items. They're both in like the 20s. So My guess is that Crazy is probably going to save the game before fighting Doppelganger with this low of HP and no extra weapons. It's very interesting. No, he's just going for it. He's risking it all. An early death to Doppelganger could spell disaster. Oh, this stream is struggling. It is indeed struggling. He's going to use one of his Buffalo Stars to get some extra damage in. Interesting. And here we see... Yeah. Durdrak is prioritizing that square. The Cube of Zoe. Uh-oh. Crazy, be careful now. Okay, Crazy gets the kill. Durdrak gets the Cube of Zoe. Square acquired. So now... This puts... Crazy in a really rough spot. Genuinely. He essentially is going to need to find one of those row 1 squares to block at some point. And in all honesty, the best one is probably all of the bat squares. Because Force of Echo is on the left side of the castle. So you can just ignore all the right side stuff and go straight for the reverse caverns and get Force of Echo. And then from there, you can, try and do some other stuff as well, maybe. I don't know. It's a tough call. We'll see how much efficiency they go for versus just, beelining it to a specific location. And Crazy's now not that far behind anymore after, the minute loss. He's not grabbing the outer wall warp, which is interesting. I'm not sure what his plan is. Maybe he's going to go all the way to Castle Keep? Oh, he's going to the library. Early library. He must be wanting to get the what's it called? The fairy scroll. Brother, you got 12 HP to your name. What are you doing? You've got 7 HP. Open your menu and heal, brother. He's gonna die. I'm calling it here. Crazy Four Blades is gonna die if he doesn't heal. Okay, he's healing. Gamble on getting a good shop. There's a gamble already happening on who's going to win this match. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Crazy is scaring me a lot right now. Oh, no, he's dead. He's actually dead. Yep. I saw that coming a mile away. And I don't think he saved the game either. I don't understand why you would greed that hard when your HP is that low. Yep, he's starting over. Brutal. That's 12 minutes of time lost. This is going to be a quick game 1, I'm pretty sure. That's just pure time loss. There's nothing you can do about that. Very, very greedy to not use the elixir there. Should have just used the elixir. Well, actually, Durdrak might die here. Hold on. Let him cook. I don't think Durdrak is saved, right? What are the forfeiting rules? I mean, you can forfeit, I guess. I can't stop you. I can't force you to play. I'd probably say that that's kind of lame. But, I understand if you wanted to. Saved before Cube of Zoe. Oh, that is true, yeah. The winner must complete the run. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of like a don't be a dick about it is the rule. Oh, no, Crazy. What are you doing? It's left trigger plus select. Skips this cutscene, which he's allowed to do. Okay, he remembered how to do it. Maybe he was pressing all the buttons to try and figure out how to skip the cutscene. There we go. Yeah. This is looking really rough. So right now, Durdrak is trying to get the purple guy to spawn. What you do is you constantly sit in this chair over and over again until the purple priest shows up, because that's the evil one who will stab you and do damage to you, and that's how you get the square of taking damage from the confession booth. Just like that. Yeah, Crazy is aware that that square just got claimed. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm not sure what's going on with Crazy's stream. I need to maybe have a quick chat with him. Because this stream's looking pretty rough. We call him Purple Guy because, you know, there are no other entities in the video gaming world named Purple Guy, so it's easy to just call him that because there's no confusion with any other popular games. Yeah, poor Crazy. Crazy's internet, his stream, it's struggling, to say the least. And there we go. Durdrak defeats Hippogriff and is now resetting to go back to the Colosseum. Makes sense. There's not really a good reason to keep going this way unless you really wanted to get like Leapstone or something. So, and I don't think there's any like Leapstone squares on the board. There's not like anything where having Leapstone would really help you that much. Maybe you could get away with doing like where is it? Grab Leapstone so you could like double jump reset to grab, where is it? The Bat card before Soul of Bat as an option. It's something. Yeah, Durdrak would need to like throw pretty darn hard here, I feel like. But pretty much a flawless execution so far. Yep. Damageless fight versus Minotaur and Werewolf. You'll love to see it. And now I'm pretty sure Crazy's just going to grab Soul of Bat. I don't think there's like no reason not to. Yeah. So if I'm Crazy, or not Crazy, sorry. If I'm Durdrak, I'm grabbing Soul of Bat. I'm grabbing Fire. Oh my God. He almost got freaking owned there. Holy. It wouldn't have lost him that much time, but it still would have been some serious time loss, which is what we need to see to get Crazy back in this race. But yeah, Durdrak. If I'm Durdrak, I'm probably grabbing Soul of Bat immediately. Then I'm grabbing Fire of Bat. Then I'm warping back to Alrox's quarters. I'm getting Echo of Bat. I'm going to grab Spike Breaker with Echo of Bat because it is the center square. This also gives me access to a couple of the caverns checks. Things like defeat Granfloon because it's right there. You can also do, you can prep stuff like, where is it? Kill red and blue Venus Weed. And then honestly, you can kind of just go to the second castle. Oh, I see what Crazy's doing. So Crazy right now is prioritizing getting a square by going through the forbidden route. He's getting balled on real quick. He's going through the forbidden route to click the shortcut between Castle Entrance and Marble Gallery, which I guess makes sense. It could... Actually, this actually makes a lot of sense in a mind games kind of way, because what this tells your opponent basically is like, oh, he hasn't pressed that Like, he hasn't gotten any squares yet. Durdrak is probably going to be thinking that Crazy has flight and is ahead, basically, that he has bat first. Once he sees that this switch gets pressed, he's going to think, oh, he has Soul of Bat, and he pressed the switch first. This also does block the diagonal. This bottom left to top right diagonal, which, you know, could have came into play. It actually looked pretty decent now that I'm looking at it. It looked very doable. So blocking that diagonal is pretty key. So Crazy's hanging in there, hanging in by a thread. Yeah, anything can happen in bingo. It is true. I will say losing 10 plus minutes to a death is brutal, but there are ways to lose 10 minutes, especially if you get sniped over and over and over again. But we'll see how that goes. Honestly, one thing that I would have liked to see Crazy do in this situation is actually save split here. You save at the top of Marble Gallery next to the Ouija table before going down, and then you click the shortcut, and then you reset out of there. I think that would have been huge, because that would have saved like 30 seconds. We have Durdrak here. Staying in the library to look behind this bookshelf makes sense. I think looking behind both bookshelves, both rotating bookshelves, is pretty decent. Gets a library card and a dark shield as well, going for it. That's pretty good. Library cards are always good. You're never going to complain about an extra library card. The Luigi table, of course. Yeah. After this race, I'm going to talk to Crazy about his stream settings to see if we can maybe figure out why his stream is so choppy. So keep that in mind, folks. The next match will probably look a lot nicer if I can get him to fix it. If anything, if it's like a bandwidth problem, we can just have him stream at 30 FPS. Like, that's fine.
I'm interested in this.
Let's see. Yeah, the shop doesn't seem to have anything affordable. Just gets a combat knife. Honestly, that's fine. You have no weapons at this point except for Sword of Dawn, which is like one of the worst weapons in the game, realistically. Like, it's not the worst weapon in the game. It's fine. But in general, like, two-handed swords tend to be pretty underpowered unless they're katanas in this game, so it's a tough one. Now, why is he grabbing Fairy Card? Is he going for all familiars? Okay. Very interesting. Durdrak also grabbing Fairy Card, Fairy Scroll now. So now he's going to be able to make progress on the killing specific enemies with Fairy Scroll active. Things like Blade Hammer and Gurkha, things like Spike Ball, things like the Spectral Swords. So, you know, a few options. I'm sorry, I looked away for 2 seconds. Is Crazy dead again? He died to a Stone Rose? No, dude. No. Oh, man. He didn't save, did he? No. The third prologue? That's why they call him Crazy. Because this man is crazy. We get to see the prologue yet again, everybody. Let's go. Richter versus Dracula. PogChamp. He's got no music playing. Oh, man. You know, it'll be fine. This is the warm-up game. This is the warm-up game. It'll be fine. Crazy just needs to warm up. He didn't even get Phase 1 Dracula. I think Crazy is, at this point, just having fun. He's just doing a little bit of a let's play. Yep. Makes sense. We get to see prologue number 4, everybody. It keeps going. Yes, more prologue is exactly what we want to see. Oh, man. Oh, crazy four blades. Why? Why? Why must it be this way? All right, that's another spectral. That's 2 out of the 3 spectral swords down for Durdrak. We have the spike ball here, which I'm pretty sure is taking 1 damage. I think you're better off punching it, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it has a high resistance to slash type damage. So in this scenario, you're probably better off killing it with your fists, but regardless, he figures it out. Kills the spike ball with Fairy Scroll active. Yeah, maybe next season we'll add bingo squares like die to X number of enemies or something. Regardless, at this point, I just kind of want to see what kind of game plan Durdrak is going for. Because at this point, it looks like row 2 is probably free as hell. In fact, all he has to do is go back to castle entrance to kill the Gurkha, and then go to second castle to get the Lion, Scarecrow, Tin Man, and then check the other rotating bookshelf. He might be a little self-conscious about his damage right now because the best weapon he has is a combat knife, which is not amazing, I'll be honest. Which enemy does the least amount of damage? I actually don't know. Like, if you're at 0 defense, I don't know which enemy technically does the least amount of damage. It might be vanilla zombies, just like the normal zombies that spawn out of the ground. That'd be my guess, but I actually don't know. That's like a good trivia question. I technically don't know which enemy does the most damage either. My guess is that it's Dracula's Umaru ball attack, but I could be wrong. I mean, Galamoth's Chain Lightning technically has the potential to do more damage, but no, bats, for whatever reason, do a shit ton of damage. I think their attack stat is like 16. Vanilla bats do a lot of damage in this game for no reason. Early second castle? Huh? Durdrak is going to second castle. Oh, he's killing Richter. I'm dumb. I thought he was actually going to second castle. No, he just wants to kill Richter right now. Maybe he'll do second castle after.
Feel my unbridled wrath.
We should do a Castlevania Jeopardy. That's not a terrible idea. For legal reasons, we'd have to call it something else. Most damage is Final Guard Cleave. That would be my thought. But I would assume that like bosses would be able to do more damage somewhere in there. I don't know. Final Guardians do a lot of damage. And I did say doo-doos. You are allowed to laugh at that. Now, does Durdrak continue into the second castle? No, he just wanted the square real quick because he's in the castle keep. Makes sense. Now, if I'm Durdrak, legitimately, I'm either going for the bat relics to do row 1, especially if you're scared that your opponent is going to snipe you in the second castle. Because we did see him kill the blade and the hammer. He's going to castle entrance, so I think he's going for Gurkha now. It can't do 700 damage. Unless you have, like... No, unless you're playing a ROM hack. There's no attack in this game that does a base level of 700 damage. There's Gurkha. Should be getting the square here right now. Now, my question is he going to go for the big brain strat and go to the second castle and go for row 1? Because he might think that Crazy might be getting sniped or something like that, or is setting up. Because he did grab this square, which usually at that point in time indicates that you have Soul of Bat or some form of flight. So maybe he's scared to go to second castle. Or he's just grabbing Leapstone first. Since he's here. I don't know. There's a lot of questions in the way Durjak wants to play this. Yeah, it's really hard to think that your opponent just died twice. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be going on in your brain. I mean, Power of Mist is always great to have, in my opinion. I think it's worth going out of your way for in these bingo matches. We have seen time and time again players that don't pick it up that end up regretting it. Just due to, like, there's so much value in being able to just make yourself invincible. Yep. Durjak's going to the second castle now. And is picking up the holy water to do Medusa sub-weapons only. Which means he might be going left side? Is he actually going for row 1? I think he's going for row 1 because he's scared that Crazy could snipe him on Lion, Scarecrow, Tin Man, or exploring behind both rotating bookshelves. Because those are left side squares, so he's going to take the right side squares, and then is maybe going to try and finish up on column 5, row 1. All of the bat relics. It's just a guess, though. I don't know. Crazy for Four Blades getting his revenge on that Stone Rose. You love to see it. Yeah, I think he knows he's out of this, and this is just like a warm-up game from him at this point, which is fine. I think it's fair to be like, okay, I've definitely lost this. Let me just play it out, warm up my hands, try and see if I can, you know, collect myself, center myself. Yeah, I think it's easy to think in this scenario that you've just either gotten a few snipes or your opponent is trying to set up something like long-term. Ooh, Darkwing Bat does damage. If you've ever been grabbed by Darkwing Bat, you'll find out, because he does have a grab attack that's very rare to see. Oh, Durjak trying to get crazy with it. Trying to get sneaky. Is he actually planning on collecting all Vlads? I guess there's no reason not to if you're going this way. Oh, he's going left side. He's going to just win by bingo. Yeah, he's going for the bingo play. Ooh, stopwatch. That's nice to have, especially in this upcoming room. You don't have to do the Power of Mist play that drains all of your MP. You just stopwatch on the way up here. He's probably going for the Cloaked Knights. Yeah, might as well. That's one Cloaked Knight down. That's two. Dude, Combat Knife is kind of crazy with it. 3, 4. I think with a crit. And there's the 5th one. Clicks the square. I would probably stopwatch on the way up. He's going to use Power of Mist instead. I think that's fair. It's just scary is all. Because you lose so much magic going for it. Get stoned by the Medusa head spawning in the doorway as you're going through it. That's a classic move. It's happened to everybody. Durdrak making his way. Crazy Four Blades getting his revenge on the other guy that killed him. You know, that's a mental and moral victory for Crazy. He's like, okay, I definitely lost, but at the very least, like, I got my revenge. All right? I'm going to make sure game 2 does not go that way. He's finally checking the shop. He's hoping to maybe buy something impactful at this point. Marcel would have been good. Dude, Durdrak has so many, like, threatening bingo lines. But at this point, he's just going to win off of the bingo right here. I think he knows he's ahead in the second castle. And even if he gets sniped here, he still has, like, the Castle 1 warps plus the 3 types of spectral swords. So, there's the lion. We just need the witch and the wardrobe. Chrysogrim? I mean, it's an Alucard sword. It's pretty good. Imagine. He just got a full odds Chrysogrim drop from the Shmoo. It was likely their common drop, the Ramen. But still, it's possible that it was their uncommon drop, which is the Chrysogrim slot. So, interesting that he's not getting the Lion, Scarecrow, Tin Man as soon as possible. Instead, he's trying to snipe both back to back. Because in a lockout situation, I feel like you want to just guarantee you get the square, so you just do it as soon as you can. But he's like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, Tin Man is such a jerk. I think you're better off using spells versus him because he has very high slash resistance. Yeah, Soul Steel is definitely a good one. Damn, this Tin Man don't stop. Is this like a joke Tin Man that's invincible? There we go. And there it is. GG's. Bingo achieved. The Titanium Man wins again. Yo, GG's.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It happens.
Okay. No, the beginning of it, my monitor's power cord decided it wanted to fall out of my monitor for a second.
Oh.
Okay, that explains the late start.
Yeah, and then and literally as soon as I heard go is whenever it happened. And then I got killed by the fucking Duron. Fucking hit my baby toe.
Yeah, I saw that happening when you were at low health and you didn't use the elixir. I'm like, you're gonna regret that.
Yeah, I thought I'd short hopped low enough to fucking dodge that.
Damn.
And then I died to the fucking the stone rose. So then whenever I came back, I just started teabagging all the enemies I killed.
Yeah, honestly, that's more of a moral victory, and that's what really matters. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a moment to set up for the next match. We are back with race number 2. Crazy Four Blades down 1-0 in the match that many people are saying was rigged. It happens sometimes. You have a little bit of a stinker match, but that doesn't mean he's out of it yet. Let's go ahead and get this text off the screen, and let's see these players get going in race number 2. If you're hearing Discord sounds, that's me. That's on my end. Normally I'm in streamer mode where you can't hear that stuff, but it is fine. Both players should be starting here in just a second. There we go. It seems like their streams are slightly desynced on my end, just due to general Twitch latency. I tried to get Crazy 4-Blade stream up and running in a better state, so it should be smoother, but we're still going to be seeing a couple of frame drops because of internet issues. We thought it was computer issues. We think it's actually just internet instability. The timer, of course. The most important part of a speedrun is, of course, the timer. Got to keep that in mind. So, we got Visit Barrel Circlet Room. That does require Bat and Wolf and going to the second castle. So that's a second castle square for sure. Defeat Fake Heroes. Defeat Galamoth. Defeat Skull-Lord in both castles. Defeat Valhalla Knight in both castles. Immediately second castle board from the looks of it. All Castle 1 warps. Collect Holy Symbol and Force of Echo. That's a second castle square, but also requires a deep amount of investment in the first castle. Medusa sub-weapons only. We got Spirit Orb, Fairy Scroll, and Mermaid Statue. We got Soul of Bat, Fire of Bat, Force of Echo. All rocks with Sword Familiar summoned. We have Kill 1 Paranthropus in both castles, another second castle square. Both sub-weapon Vats room. We got See the Mist Could Pass message in 4 locations. You can do that in first castle. Kill 1 lion, Witch in the Wardrobe. You guys know the deal. Defeat Slogger Gaibon at castle entrance. This is a classic 50-50 type square where either both players race for it and try and go as fast as they can to grab the square because it's a very, very early square. You can get it done in just a few minutes from the start of the game. Or one player says, I'm going to let you take that square. I'm going to get priority on the rest of the game. Especially if I have like a slow prologue or whatever where you think you can't snipe that square. And then we get to see the next level potentially where both players skip it. And then it turns into a very interesting game where you can come back and do that square later by resetting the entire game. So we'll see if that ends up coming to fruition. Both Demon Switches does require some second castle and first castle investment. Kill Guardian with Fairy Scroll. That's something you can do very quickly by entering the second castle once you get Flight and having the Fairy Scroll active. But Guardians have just a ton of HP, so you need like a good weapon or like a good strategy of spamming Tetra Spirits or something. We'll see though, we'll see. Damage from Confession Booth, we saw it last time, very quick and easy to do. Kill Green Slimes. Ooh, we have Scylla with Holy Symbol active, and there's another square where it's Holy Symbol and Force of Echo, and another Force of Echo square where it's pick up Fire of Bat, Echo, and Force of Echo. So a little bit of synergy between these 3 squares. We have 1 red Venus Weed, 1 blue Venus Weed. Visit the Jewel Sword Room, which is the opposite counterpart to the Barrel Circlet Room. We have both rotating bookshelves again, and then Hunting Girl, Sword Lord, and Azagal. All of these things. So another second castle heavy board. Very, very second castle heavy. I'm very interested to see what the strategy is for these players. And we see Rune Sword as the starting weapon. Fourth square on second row is first castle. Yeah, I misclicked it. Thank you for pointing that out. You can do that in first castle. It does require a bit of investment, but also getting the Mermaid Statue over here with collect Spirit Orb, Fairy Scroll, and Mermaid Statue is required to get the Holy Symbol. So this diagonal actually is looking kind of... There's a little bit of synergy with the Mermaid Statue, the Holy Symbol, the Demon Switches. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Again, sorry for the choppiness on the stream from Crazy 4-Blades. It's not really his fault. He's his internet is you know, it's being given the famous internet treatment all across the world, which is throttling. We love to see our internet service providers throttle us when we try and use their services. And oh, there it is. Immediately. We'll see if Crazy 4-Blades does the same, but we see Durdrak turning around to go for this early Sagar and Gaibon square. Oh, and Crazy's going for it too! Oh, but he's opening his menu to put on the gauntlet. I think he's going to get sniped. Oh!
You steal men's souls and make
Blast with the sub! Thank you for the sub, but there it is! Let's see when Crazy 4-Blades sees it on his end. He sees it and then immediately turns around. Okay. So he's not losing that much time, but he is losing a little bit of priority on what he could have had otherwise. But he didn't fall all the way down, thankfully, so. Again, thank you for the sub blasts. Much appreciated. Appreciate everybody who subscribes to the channel, both on YouTube and on Twitch, and has been helping us stay afloat as a epic gamer content creator. Uh-oh, and just like that, all of the lead that Crazy Four Blades had is falling away because the MLG skeleton is too powerful. And Durdrak is in the lead, but a second gauntlet drop. Mr. President, a second gauntlet has hit the inventory. That is going to increase your overall damage by 10 by equipping both of them, which is not trivial. Like, 10 plus damage is pretty huge. And Brilliant Mail to increase sub-weapon damage, that's a nice item to find early on. Neither of them picked up Cube of Zoe, however, which is strange because Doppelganger 10 without Cube of Zoe isn't on the board. And there are some sub-weapon squares on the board, specifically the Medusa with sub-weapons. So I'm curious to see if they prioritize skipping the relic acquisition animation that much. It's like a 7-second detour to pick it up. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, Death steals all of their starting equipment. That's for sure. Much like the normal game, Death is out here to steal your starting stuff and be a jerk about it. Yeah, it seems like Durdrak is just kind of moving ever so slightly cleaner through the castle. That is big in a lockout bingo scenario. Getting an early lead could lead to snowballing by just acquiring all the squares that your opponent wants to go for and having priority on them. So we'll see if Crazy is able to change up his strategy a little bit. Go for different squares than he normally would, knowing that he's a little bit behind. Puts on the Zweihander, but doesn't put on the other gauntlet. He has a second gauntlet. He got the drop, but he didn't put it on. Crazy, uh-oh. Is that a little bit of a throw? Both of them have the Zweihander, which is nice to have. Oh, there he goes. He finds the second gauntlet. He's good, he's good, he's good. Not going for Spirit Orb. Interesting. So the Spirit Orb, Fairy Scroll, Merman Statue Square is something that Durdrak is not prioritizing at all. We'll see how Crazy feels about it. I think that square low-key is going to be very important. And neither of them are going for the Spirit Orb. Oh, this is interesting. Using the early acquired Thrust Sword to not go to Outer Wall at all, and instead go up using the dive kick from the Thrust Sword to get missed early. I like this play a lot. Very heads-up play. That just goes to show that Durdrak is really thinking about what tools he has available to him. And Crazy doing the same thing, only a little bit behind. This PowerPoint presentation is quite nice to look at. I'm a big fan of counting the frames. Chat, can we count the frames together? On Crazy Four Blades stream? I've got about 7 so far. Can someone else keep count for me while I take a look at Durdrak's side? In the Coliseum first, doesn't do any extra item checks, and is going to be getting missed early. Here's the thing. Getting missed early like this, what kind of routing does this open up? Because this is a very unconventional route. Very rarely do you end up in Coliseum early. I also wonder if these players are ready to fight Minotaur and Werewolf. Where's Crazy going? Crazy is opting to go past Hammer and Blade to grab the Warp first. And Durdrak is not getting missed yet? And instead is going to Castle Keep? Crazy 4 frames? There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, Confession Booth. He's rushing Confession Booth. That makes sense. And first try Purple Guy. There he goes. Takes the damage from the Confession Booth. And now where is he going? That's already 2 squares in a single line.
You steal men's souls.
Xbalal, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. I appreciate it. Like I said, all support on the stream helps me out a ton. Dude, this Crow is freaking owning Durdrak right now. Holy. Yeah, just honestly, I don't blame you. The Crows are too powerful. Birds in Castlevania games are just the strongest enemies of all time. Oh, random drop gets a Sword of Hador. Nothing too crazy, but we'll see. Oh, getting an early missed could pass message. Interesting. He went all this way just to get the missed could pass message because he's going for all 4? What the? That's insanity. Meanwhile, Crazy's actually doing just fine. Getting the early mist going. Holy. I mean, I like what he's cooking. It smells nice. The kitchen is full of very enticing aromas. However, I feel like Durdrak is... if he keeps it on the stove for too long, he might burn what he's cooking. It's very prep heavy, exactly. You got to be careful. You don't want to over prep. Wait a minute. So... Oh, I see what Crazy's doing. So he grabbed the warp beforehand, so that way he could leave the Colosseum and then just go towards the outer wall and get Soul of Bat as soon as possible. Interesting. Meanwhile, Durdrak hasn't grabbed the warp in Alrox's quarters yet. Is going to need to come back for that. Oh, but he's also prepping. That's one Valhalla Knight down. Yeah, kill one Valhalla Knight in both castles. That's a Valhalla Knight dead. And he's prepping the Paranthropus as well. That is giving up a lot of square potential for Crazy by prioritizing getting Soul of Bat as soon as he can. Very interesting. Yeah, Durdrak didn't go for the Mistgate because he wanted to kill those enemies, specifically. He intentionally... Oh, but he didn't touch the Mistgate. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, if he's going for all 4 Mistgates, he didn't interact with that Mistgate at all. He forgore. We'll have to keep that in mind. Good call, Weecock. Good call. I didn't even catch that. So if he does claim the 4 missed locations early, thinking that he claimed the other one, that means he has to forfeit that square. Yeah, he might lock himself out of that square for later. There's a miss could pass for Crazy, so Crazy is aware of it. Wow. Very interesting, very interesting. And, I mean, Crazy's just trucking along. He's doing great right now. He's making his way towards the library. I wonder if Durdrak is going to try and do like a doppelganger skip or something. It's not worth it, but theoretically you could do a sword rise to skip doppelganger, but I think it's slower. I could be wrong, though. I could very much be wrong. I'm double checking to make sure Durdrak didn't like do the miss could pass message when he first entered the Colosseum. He did not. And yeah, no miss could pass message at all in the Colosseum. So Durdrak is going for that square, but he's missing one. So far, he's done the one up in next to Silver Ring and the one next to Jewel Knuckle. And Crazy has done the one next to Jewel Knuckle so far. And he did the other one, actually, so he has 2. Yeah, because he missed through the mist gate, which gave him the mist could pass message. So they're both at 2 mist could pass messages so far. Wow, this might that's actually kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Crazy for crazy 4 blades. We'll see if he remembers. Yeah, Crazy's experiencing some internet issues. We tried to fix it, but you know, there's only so much we could do. So enjoy your PowerPoint presentation. I know it's not ideal. I apologize, but you know, we're doing our best out here. I'm just now realizing they got Soul of Wolf first before just going straight into the library. I would have went straight into the library and got Soul of Bat without Soul of Wolf, because you already have Mist. Am I crazy? I mean, crazy 4 blades is crazy, but you know what I mean? Like, why not? Huh. Let's see here. What other squares could we go for? Early on. That's the 3rd miss could pass message for Crazy. So if you mismark a square, the rule is you have 15 seconds to unmark it before that square is considered forfeit. And if you forget to mark a square, you have 30 seconds to realize that you didn't mark it and then mark it. Just as a heads up, everybody, those are the official rules that we were playing by, and have been since the beginning of the tournament. So we'll see if Durdrak goes for it and forgets. He didn't click it. He didn't click it, so he did realize at some point that he forgot the miss could pass message in the Coliseum, which actually is huge. It's a misplay, obviously, because he would have that square right now, but he is making up for it by not additionally misplaying again and, like, completely removing his ability to get that square. So he's still very likely to get the square if he revisits Coliseum, which I don't think there's a good reason to, looking at the board. Also, Crazy didn't look behind the bookcase, right? I'm not missing that, right? Where Durdrak is prepping behind this bookcase. Durdrak is doing a lot of prep work. Meanwhile, he gets rewarded potentially with a... Oh, I mean, yay, Heaven Sword. Wowzers, that's the best weapon in the game, right, streamer? Once you have 2 of them, you get to throw 2 swords. It's crazy. Speaking of crazy... Where's Crazy 4 Blades gone? Oh, he's going to All Rocks. He doesn't have Jewel of Open. So... What the heck? There's Jewel of Open acquired. I'm very curious. Ooh, Girthing for 2k. That's a good-ass weapon to have. And Mana Prism for 2k. Alucard Shield. And a Noglamir just to stay alive, I guess. That's a pretty solid setup, I would say. Pretty solid setup. Oh, Crazy's going for defeat all rocks with Sword Familiar summoned. I see. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I don't hate the idea. The question is... Oh, he's going for the Mist Gate first? This is huge, because he's going to snipe the Mist Could Pass messages after Durdrak spent a lot of time prepping it, and then just forgetting one of them. I think that's what he's going for right now. Oh, come on, stream. Stop lagging. Stop lagging. Come on. He's getting hit by a crow. Oh, stream, please don't lag when it's getting this hype. Oh, he gets hit by another crow. And then the stream lags again. Ah! Yeah, Crazy didn't get the fairy scroll either. So he's missing out on all the fairy scroll potential ones. And there it is. Miss could pass number 4. Crazy with the snipe. Oh, it was a save split? Wait, I thought for sure he was going for all rocks with sword familiar. He was right there. What the fuck is he cooking? He saved in all rocks' quarters. Okay, I guess. Sure. Fine, whatever. Because you have to go get the sword. I feel like you were closer to the sword. I mean, you get to refill your MP, I guess, for free with the save split, so. Skull Lord? What's the Skull Lord doing there? There's no Skull Lord square, is there? Am I smoking? Am I Skull Lord? Oh shit, there is Skull Lord with... Okay, I'm stupid. I've been hitting this shit. I'm sorry. My B. I got caught. My bad. Here's the thing. Crazy is putting pressure on row 3 right now with defeat Alrox with Sword Familiar summoned. The issue is he doesn't have priority on kill Paranthropus in both castles. Because, like, if he did, he would be able to pretty easily go for a bingo here. Like, he could try and do a row 3 bingo situation, but I'm pretty sure Durdrak would be able to block. But maybe forcing the block in... Oh, but the issue is if you force the block, you're forcing Durdrak into the second castle early. And honestly, I don't think you want to force Durdrak into the second castle early. Also, I'm realizing my stream is very much delayed because we got that bingo square clicked much faster on our end than it did on stream. So let me see if I can catch up. Okay, the streams seems pretty even. Another reset. He said, I don't... So he doesn't care about Echo? What is he do? Crazy is going insane style. He doesn't even want Echo of Bat. He said, fuck that shit. I don't need it. What the heck? Yeah, it's first to 13 squares or first to get a bingo is the winner. So the question is, I think we might have a... Yeah. Oh, no. This row 1 looks really hard to block. Because Durdrak has already prepped Skull Lords and Valhalla Knights. He can go into the second castle right now. Ooh, and that's tough to block because how do you block any of that? You have to beeline it to like Barrel Circlet Room. And I don't think Crazy has Castle Keep access yet, no? I don't think he's been to the Castle Keep. Yeah. And here we go. Durdrak's going second castle. I think this is the play. You have to read the board state. You know, there's a ton of second castle squares on the board here. He prepped the Paranthropus. He prepped the Valhalla Knight. He prepped the Skull Lord. He has access to Barrel Circlet Room. He has Wolf and Bat. Defeating the CV3 heroes. Not terrible to do. Galamoth is, you know, pretty deep in the second castle. So, like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Did Crazy just go to kill a Paranthropus right now? Is that what he did? Barrel Circlet Room, CV Skull Lord. So he's going for the Skull Lord right now, which tells Crazy that he's in the second castle. Unless he's not going for the Skull Lord. He's going to grab the warp and keep the Skull Lord square unchecked. He's not going to kill the Skull Lord yet because he doesn't want to reveal the information that he's in the second castle. Instead, he's grabbing the warp to come back later to finish off the Skull Lord square. Very sneaky. Very sneaky. Oh, unless I'm lying? No, I'm not lying. I am correct. Okay, wow. Very sneaky. I like that play a lot. The issue is it can be scary because what if you get sniped? I think the thing is they are each kind of just prepping their own bingo lines, and Durdrak's prep is just a little bit better because that's the VATS room taken care of for Crazy. That's VATS room number 1. Paranthropus was also killed. And then he just needs to do Lion, Scarecrow, Tin Man. However, I think he's going to get sniped on that. So not only is Durdrak first into the second castle, he's going to snipe the bingo line away from Crazy, which means Crazy needs to go to the second castle right now and go for something. Probably visit Barrel Circlet Room, unfortunately, which is a very slow square to go for. Because I think Durdrak will have priority everywhere else. Unless Durdrak doesn't see it and he's beelining to Valhalla Knight and then he turns around. That is a possibility too, because he is going this way for Valhalla Knight, because this is the only room in the game with the Valhalla Knight in the second castle. So this is going to reveal that not only is Durdrak in the second castle, he's in the he's on the left side of the second castle. Which, funny enough, tells Crazy that the Skull Lord square is still available if he's ready for it. Oh, but he's not going for the Skull Lord. That would be a perfect snipe. No, that would be a perfect snipe. He doesn't see it. Obviously, it's a tough board state to read. You'd have to be like highly acutely aware of what your opponent is doing, where they are in the game. Potentially, you know they're in the second castle because they clicked a second castle square, but knowing where in the second castle and knowing that means they didn't kill the Skull Lord is like, and you're right there next to the Skull Lord. Wow, yeah, that would have been the perfect snipe. Oh, he doesn't have Fairy Scroll. You're right. He skipped Fairy Scroll. Oh, damn. There's the Paranthropus, gets the block. Right there, yep. That's Crazy's bingo line. He still needs to go to the second castle to block line row 1, though. That's the thing. He still needs to go to the second castle to block row 1. Now, the question is... So, Durdrak can't do row 4, but he could prep some stuff in the second castle. Oh, he can't do both demon switches. Okay. So he's going to the warp room now? Oh, he's going to do Lion and Tin Man. Oof. Oh no. This is looking dire. And Crazy can't snipe the Soul of Bat, Fire of Bat, Echo of Bat, Force of Echo square because he never picked up Echo of Bat. Very, very scary stuff. So Crazy needs to get into the second castle because he's seeing his opponent is clicking a bunch of second castle squares. He has to go into the second castle and find something to snipe. Because he can still do both VATS rooms because Durdrak hasn't prepped to the VATS rooms yet. He can do Medusa sub-weapons only. He can't do Guardian with Fairy Scroll active, unfortunately. He could attempt to go for Hunting Girl. Asgol. Where is Crazy going? Oh no, he's staying in the first castle. Is he going to grab Fairy Scroll because he never picked it up? Where is he going? The screen on the left is delayed. The screen on the left is going through it right now. Internet problems, you know. There's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. Crazy Four Blades is experiencing a lot of internet issues, but it's still doing his best. I don't know where he's going though. I don't think he knows where he's going. I think he's trying to get to the library to grab the fairy scroll. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing because he knows that he needs the fairy scroll to block some stuff in the second castle. Oh, the fact that he didn't grab it on the first time when he was in there with Soul of Bat is rough. Kill 5 slimes would block 2 lines. The issue is you are leaving so much second castle space to your opponent, and this is a second castle board. Like, it's like 75% of the board is second castle squares or stuff that requires progress in the second castle. And if you just leave all that stuff uncontested to your opponent, yeah, you block the bingo lines, but you're going to lose the majority. This is looking really tough. I'm not going to lie. There's Fairy Scroll acquired for Crazy Four Blades. I'm not sure where Crazy is going. He's going to the shop? Oh, because he doesn't have Jewel of Open either. He's grabbing Jewel of Open. He has money. We have the second Skull Lord also taken care of now. Yeah. Durdrak's going back to the first castle? What? Why? Does he have like a sneaky bingo that he's going for that I'm just not privy to? Does he want to prep all the stuff he left behind first before going back? Bat relics, I guess. Maybe he wants to kill the slimes so that doesn't get sniped? He's going to castle entrance. For Vat's room? But why? Ring of Ares found. Two unblockable bingos? I don't think they're unblockable. Sword Lord, Hunting Girl, and Asgol is definitely blockable. If you're not in the second castle to block it. He's also giving away his information right now of his location because he just did Jewel Sword Room. So Crazy knows exactly where he is. He knows he's back in the first castle. Is he going for row 5, maybe? I think, honestly, I can't comprehend the inner machinations of Durdrak's mind, and I think that's the point. I think he's not going for bingo. I think he's literally just going for squares that he thinks will make his opponent, 1, confused, or 2, frustrated because they're getting sniped. I think he said, I don't give a shit about this bingo stuff. I'm just going for squares, baby. Which is crazy because, like, bingos are just, you win. They're so powerful. Or even better yet, if you don't want to commit to a full bingo line, you get 4 out of the 5 in the line, and then you force your opponent to block the one that you don't want to do. In the meantime, you just go collect a bunch of other squares. I mean, it's working. I can't deny that it's not working. I think a bigger issue was Crazy Four Blades just missing a bunch of different like opportunities to prep specific squares, and Durdrak was just more aware of prepping certain squares. And then the issue with prepping a bunch of squares at once is that you can get sniped if you are unlucky or if your opponent just like reads the squares that you're prepping. And that can be scary because then all the time that you spent prepping a square gets completely wasted. But It seems like Durdrak hasn't been sniped really at all. Oh, that's not true. He did get sniped on the miss could pass messages, and that was it. But since that happened, Durdrak completely locked the fuck in and has been killing it nonstop. I mean, it's 8-2. It's a pretty big lead. Yeah, that's the thing. I honestly think once you see that your opponent is back in the first castle, they can't bingo line you in the first castle at all. There's not enough squares in the first castle. So you should be like, shit, I'm going to the second castle and I'm gonna go find a bingo line to do real quick. Especially this one. Yeah. This top left to bottom right. Oh, maybe that is what he's going for. So he's collecting Holy Symbol first? And then he's going second castle, maybe? It's crazy. Yeah, it's first to get a bingo line or first to 13 because 13 is a majority out of the 25 squares. So you automatically win at that point because your opponent can't get a majority. Yeah, when you're this far behind, going for majority doesn't really make sense. So, yeah, and it sucks because all of his bingo lines that he has made progress towards have been blocked. So he needs to get 5 uncontested squares. Either diagonally, top left to bottom right, or row 2. I mean, it's doable. It's definitely doable, but I don't know. I'm not sure what Crazy's plan is. I think his plan is this top left to bottom right. He's not doing it. He's not getting the holy symbol. I think he's scared of the slime square, so he's going to go block that first. I mean, I get it. I get it. It's a scary square. It would block 2 bingos, but you could also block both of those bingos by going for the diagonal. And it also would let you win. Especially because you know your opponent was in the first castle, which gives you priority on these 2. At the very least, maybe you could assume that they killed an Asgol and then went back to the first castle, maybe, but the square hasn't been clicked yet. So I don't know. It's really tough to say. But that's so Durdrak can block the other remaining bingo, one of the remaining bingos, the row 2 bingo, by going for castle 1 warps. Oh, just kidding. He can't. Crazy Four Blades gets all castle 1 warps. I guess that makes sense. He's been spending more time in the first castle. Oh, snap. How's it going, Fran? Welcome in. Bingo's going good. This match is pretty exciting. It's not over yet. By any means. Definitely, I mean, Durdrak is doing very, very well right now. That's for sure, but shaking my head, Crazy just skipped the Sword of Dawn. No! You gotta go back! Sword of Dawn! Uh-oh. What is Durdrak going for here? Is he going for defeat Scylla with Holy Symbol active? Oh, Merman Statue, Spirit Orb. Yeah, okay. All right. Crazy is going to block the 5 slime square, which is nice. But now, another front has just opened up for a potential bingo. which looks very difficult to block, especially because Crazy didn't grab the demon card. He does kill 5 slimes though. With a save split even. Okay. He's big braining this shit. I don't even remember where he saved. Probably somewhere in the caverns. Or maybe before Cerberus in the mines. It's in the catacombs. Okay. Well, you know, it's still a save split nonetheless. It's nice to get your MP back. So now, what's the plan? What's the plan? So Crazy 4 Blades, aka Crazy 4 Frames, the 4 frames per second his stream is moving at, probably going for Holy Symbol, because he needs Collect Holy Symbol and Force of Echo. Because he needs this diagonal. This is like his last chance of winning. He's checking his inventory. Brother, you don't got the demon card. Are you looking for the demon card? You don't got it. Okay, he wants the demon card. It took him a minute to realize he didn't have it. Which is like, it does block this, but like, this is the thing that I'm thinking, like, why would you go for this square when your win condition is getting a bingo line and there's one bingo line left for you? You should speedrun that bingo line like as fast as possible and ignore everything else. That's your only win condition. You cannot win on majority anymore. Durdrak has way more squares than you. I really do think this demon card situation is a mistake. He needed to get a Holy Symbol as soon as possible and then immediately go to the second castle. That was his only win condition because he already prepped one of the VATS rooms, but now so did Durdrak. We see he has Skill of Wolf in his inventory. Yeah, even like red Venus Weed, blue Venus Weed, I don't think it matters. Again, like you're not going to win on majority here. He's going to die to the red Venus Weed. Please don't die to the red Venus Weed, man. Omelet's not going to do it. Alucard's a hungry boy. He needs more than just an omelet. He only does 23 healing. Blocks the projectile, gets some swings in, and then dies anyways. I'm telling you, man, you just got to go for the bingo line. You just got to go for the bingo line. It's your only win condition. And your bingo line blocks all of his bingos while you do it. Because it's a diagonal. Diagonal bingo lines, by definition, go through every single row and column. Diagonal bingo lines are broken for that exact reason. They're like the number one thing you want to be doing in a bingo lockout match is trying to go for a diagonal. And the fact that this entire diagonal hasn't been touched at all is wild. It's crazy. Imagine if there was a game over bingo square. Maybe next season. Next time. It's wild to me because Crazy could have won this for sure. Because Durdrak has just been chilling in the second castle this entire time. Or sorry, chilling in the first castle this entire time with like no... Like, I don't know, he ain't doing nothing. He didn't even grab the demon card. He doesn't give a shit about the demon switches. Is he going to the second castle now? I think he finally realized, oh, I just win if I block anything on this diagonal. Is 4 corners and center a thing? Like, you don't win if you get that, but you probably are in a winning position if you get all 4 corners in the center square, yeah. Because you block every single bingo at that point. Well, not every bingo, actually. Column 2 and column 4. And row 2 and row 4. So actually, you don't block every bingo, but it's still good. I think he's going for... He's not even going for Red Venus Weed, Blue Venus Weed, or both Demon Switches. He's just leaving both of those on the table. It's crazy to me that this row 1 bingo has just been sitting here this whole time. Like, Durdrak could have done this like 15 minutes ago. And, like, it wouldn't have even been close. I mean, it's still not very close, but... Dude, Crazy is he's so stubborn. He's so stubborn. Because I don't know why he's choosing to go for these squares. Wait, is that a glitch? Badu card glitch? Oh, he's banned. Banned from my tournament. No glitches allowed. I'm just like, man, like, what do I even say? You just got information that your opponent's in the second castle. Every remaining square is in the second castle. And you're still out here fighting the red Venus Weed. Wing smashing through it over and over again. Oh, dude. Dude, I don't even know what to say anymore, man. It's like...
You steal men's souls.
It's a rough one. Durjak played very, very well. I want to say he prepped so many squares. His efficiency in collecting squares, very, very good. Keen Dreams? Keen Dreams. Oh, I read that wrong. Keen Dreams. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Sorry for misreading your name. Is he just accepting his fate now? I don't know. I don't know what his plan is. If he has one, I'm not sure. It's tough. It's very tough. I think it's wild to me that Durdrak didn't just do this earlier. Because he had priority on all of this stuff so long ago. He went back to the first castle to block some squares, but like... He's not even going to get to bingo. That's the funny part. Durdrak will not get a bingo because as soon as he gets the next square, he wins. Which is really funny. And he's right next to visit both sub-weapon VATS rooms, so that's going to be the final square. He's overly afraid of how long it takes to get Galamoth. I don't know. Because that's the thing is, like, if your opponent hasn't clicked any second castle squares at all, like, you're probably fine going for it. In worst case scenario, they beat you to, like, barrel circlet. That's fine. You can then, like, pivot to do something else in the second castle, like red and blue Venus Weeds or like prep that stuff. Like, I don't know. But there it is. That's time. GG's yet again.
GG.
Going for the majority this time. Very, very interesting routing, I will say, all around.
I figure for this matchup, that was my best strategy overall, especially with how the early game gave me that kind of advantage. I'm not sure if he found the thrust sword or if I just got to the things first, but since I got to the things first, I didn't see any lines that I thought I would be able to sneak away in like a good amount of time, so just block everything. Just do everything everywhere. Completely change where in the castle you are at any point. And
yeah, it was very tricky, like going back and forth between the castles. For sure. Definitely, like, I couldn't read what you were doing, and I'm, like, watching the stream, so...
And some of it was because I forgot a couple of things.
You know, if you don't even know what you're doing, how's your opponent going to know what you're doing?
The trip back to first after the left side was almost fully because I forgot to both kill the Skull Lord and that I didn't have Cubozoe.
Gotcha.
As soon as I saw the Valhalla Knights thing, I knew my route was going to be taken over because I was trying to do the third row as fast as possible.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is a
that's-
very
that's
second
why I
castle
went second.
heavy board. Yeah. So like,
I was planning to do more first, but I saw that line and I was like, I need to take that away. We can't have that.
yeah, I mean, row 1 was looking very potentially unsnipeable. So that's what I thought you were going for at first, and then you went back to the first castle, Dirjak, and I was like, okay, well, now I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't know
didn't
if he was
understand
gonna
either
be
when
on
I
that
saw
side
the
of the
jewel sword room done. I was like,
I thought
why
he
did
might-
come back first.
I thought he might have been near me in second, like in left side at some point. Since I assumed that he was going to be going for that center line, so I thought he was going to be near there and might go up there. So I figured I would just
Gotcha.
take my guaranteed lead of squares.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, GG's. This was a fun match to watch overall, and I'll make sure to update that bracket accordingly, and we'll start scheduling the next set of matches. Thanks again for playing.
Thanks for having us. It's
Yeah.
fun.